Konnichiwa. Welcome to the 20th lesson of the basic Japanese series for beginners. In this video, you will not only learn a few verbs such as call, help, say, remember, etc., but also a few adverbs like again, later, immediately, etc., which are used both at work and in daily life. You will also learn the sentence pattern ending with te imasu, which is used to express ongoing actions, habitual actions, and even states which result from certain actions. And by the end of this lesson, you will be able to use all of them and frame sentences on your own. So please watch it till the end. Let me begin with some adverbs which are commonly used in daily life. The first one is yukkuri, which means slowly or without any hurry. Next is hayaku, which means fast. It also means early. Next is sugu, which means immediately. If we add mo before sugu, it will become mo sugu, which means very soon. Next is atode, which means later. Next is moichido, which means once more or one more time. Next is moskoshi, which means a little more. The last one is mata, which means again. Many of you may have heard of mata ashta, which means see you tomorrow. You can change ashta to whenever you will see the person next time. For example, if you're going to see the person only next week, then you can say mata raishu. And if you just want to say see you later or catch you later, you can just say mata ne. It is casual, so you can use it with friends, family, and even people in the same social circle. Next, let us learn a few verbs which are commonly used both at work and in daily life. The first one is yobimasu, which means to call. Its te form is yonde. By adding kudasai to it, we will get yonde kudasai, which means please call. Next is tsukaimasu, which means to use. Its te form is tsukatte, and tsukatte kudasai will mean please use. Next is tetsudaimasu, which means to help. Its te form is tetsudatte, and tetsudatte kudasai will mean please help. Next is mochimasu, which means to hold or have. Its te form is motte, and motte kudasai will mean please hold. Next is imasu, which means to say. Its te form is itte, and itte kudasai will mean please say. Next is tsukurimasu, which means to make or manufacture or even prepare. Say for example, food. Its te form is tsukutte, and tsukutte kudasai will mean please make. Next is oboemasu, which means to remember or memorize. Its te form is oboete, and oboete kudasai will mean please remember or memorize. The last verb is furimasu, which means to fall or precipitate, and it is used in case of rain or snow. The te form is futte, and we will see how to use it later on. Next, let us learn about the word kata, which means method or way, and is used as a suffix. By adding this after a verb in the primus form, the method or way of performing an action can be easily expressed. Let me give you an example. Tsukaimasu means to use, and its primus form, that is, if we remove mas, will be tsukai. Now, if we add the suffix kata to tsukai, it will become tsukai kata, which translates to way to use or how to use. So if I say, kikai no tsukai kata o oshiete kudasai, then it will mean, please teach me how to use the machine. Let me give you another example. Tsukurimasu means to make, and its primus form, that is, if we remove mas, will be tsukuri. Now, if we add the suffix kata to tsukuri, it will become tsukuri kata, which translates to way to make or how to make. So, if I say, pan no tsukuri kata o oboite kudasai, then it will mean, please remember how to make bread. On similar lines, you can make words like yomikata, which means how to read or the method of reading. Kakikata, which means how to write or the method of writing. Tabekata, which means how to eat. Shikata, which means how to do. For example, benkyou no shikata means how to study, and so on. Next, let us learn a new sentence pattern. We will use the same te form which you learned earlier, but instead of adding kudasai, we will add imasu. And this pattern ending with te imasu will be used to express ongoing actions, habitual actions, and even states which result from certain actions and still remain like that. First, let us learn how to express ongoing actions. The sentence pattern ending with te imasu indicates that a certain action or motion is progressive and lasts for a certain time. Let me give you a few examples and the usage will become clear. Machimasu means to wait. Its te form is matte. By adding imasu to it, we will get matte imasu, which means waiting. So, if you are waiting for a train at the railway station now, then you can say, ima eki de densha o matte imasu. Let me give you another example. Tabemasu means to eat. The te form is tabete. By adding imasu to it, we will get tabete imasu, which means eating. So, if you are eating lunch in your cafeteria or canteen now, then you can say, 今食堂で昼ご飯を食べています。Let me give you another example. Hanashimasu means to speak. The te form is hanashite. By adding imas to it, we will get hanashite imasu, which means speaking. So, if Mr. Rao is speaking to his colleague now, then you can say, Rao-san wa ima doryo to hanashite imasu. Next, let me give you an example of an interrogative. You know the word shimasu, which means to do. Its te form is shite. By adding imasu to it, we will get shite imasu, which means doing. You also know that ima is now and nani is what. By adding nani o in front of shite imasu and by adding ka at the end of the sentence, we will get ima nani o shite imasu ka, which translates to what are you doing now? And as an example, if you're in your house watching a movie now, then you can say ima uchi de eiga o mite imasu. As you can see in all these examples, the te imasu pattern indicates that a certain action is progressive. Next, let us learn how to express habitual actions. The sentence pattern ending with te imasu is also used to express habitual or repeated actions which are performed over a period of time. It is similar to the previous pattern except for the adverbs which are used in the sentence. Let me give you a few examples. Nomimasu means to drink. The te form is nonde. By adding imasu to it, we will get nonde imasu, which means drinking. So if you're drinking coffee every morning, then you can say Maiasa kohi o nonde imasu. Here the word Maiasa indicates a habitual action of drinking every morning. Let me give you another example. Kikimasu means to listen and the te form is kite. By adding imasu to it, we will get kite imasu, which means listening. If you are in your house listening to music every day, then you can say Mainichi uchi de ongaku o kite imasu. The word mainichi indicates a habitual action of listening to music every day. Let me give you another example. Okurimasu means to send. The te form is okutte. By adding imasu to it, we will get okutte imasu, which means sending. So if you are sending a report every week, then you can say maishu reporto o okutte imasu. Here, the word maishu indicates a habitual action of sending report every week. Let me give you another example. Benkyou shimasu means to study. The te form is benkyou shite. By adding imasu to it, we will get benkyou shite imasu, which means studying. So, if you are studying Japanese every night, then you can say Maiban nihongo o benkyou shite imasu. Here, the word maiban indicates a habitual action of studying Japanese every night. Let me give you one more example. Gorfu o shimasu means to play golf, and the te form is gorfu o shite. By adding imasu to it, we will get gorfu o shite imasu, which means playing golf. So, if you're playing golf with your friends sometimes, then you can say Tokidoki tomodachi to gorfu o shite imasu. Here, the word tokidoki, which means sometimes, indicates a habitual action of playing golf sometimes. So, depending on the adverbs and the context, one can say whether it is an ongoing action or a habitual action. Next, let us learn how to express resultant states. Actually, the sentence pattern ending with te imasu is also used to express a certain state when the state resulting from a certain action still remains. Let me give you a few examples. Kekkon shimasu means to marry, and the action of getting married only lasts a moment, but the state of the person changes from single to married and remains like that. This resulting state of being married is shown by the te imasu pattern. So if I say Watashi wa kekkon shite imasu, then it means I am married. It doesn't mean that I am in the process of marrying now. Let me give you another example. Sotsugyo shimasu means to graduate, and after the action of graduating, say from a university, the state of the person changes to being a graduate and remains like that. This resulting state of being a graduate is shown by the te imasu pattern. If I say Watashi wa daigaku o sotsugyo shite imasu, then it means I have graduated from university. It doesn't mean that I am in the middle of my graduation ceremony now. Let me give you another example. Kaisha means company, Jusho means address, and oboemasu means to remember. As a result of the action of remembering, the state still continues to remain like that. So, if I say Kaisha no Jusho o oboeteimasu, then it means I remember the company's address. It doesn't mean that I am in the process of remembering now. Let me give you another example. Shirimasu means to get to know. As a result of the action of getting to know, the state of knowing still continues to remain like that. If I say Byoin no denwa bango shitte imasu, then it means I know the hospital's phone number. It doesn't mean that I'm in the process of coming to know now. Now, to form a question, we will add ka at the end. So, to ask, do you know the hospital's phone number? In Japanese, it will be Byoin no denwa bango o shitte imasu ka? If the reply is yes, I know. In Japanese, it will be Hai, shitte imasu. On the other hand, if the reply is no, I don't know, in Japanese, it will be Iie, shirimasen. Please remember this word shirimasen, which is the negative of shitte imasu. Next, let us learn how to translate simple English sentences to Japanese. The first sentence is Mr. Kim has a German car. Germany is Deutsche, car is kuruma. So German car will be Deutsche no kuruma. You have also learned the verb mochimasu, which means to hold or have, and its te form is motte. Now, if we use the te imasu pattern, it will become motte imasu, which means to have. So the translation will be Kim-san wa doitsu no kuruma o motte imasu. Let us go to the second sentence. Every day is mainichi, house is uchi, Indian food is indoryori, and to make or cook is tsukurimasu. So the translation will be Mainichi uchi de indoryori o tsukutte imasu. Let us go to the third sentence. Every night is maiban, Japanese is nihongo, and study is benkyou shimasu. So the translation will be Maiban nihongo o benkyou shite imasu. Let us go to the fourth sentence. Bank is ginko, money is okane, and borrow is karimasu. So the translation will be Ginko kara okane o karite imasu. It means that I have already borrowed, and that state still remains like that. It doesn't mean that I am in the process of borrowing money now. Let us go to the fifth sentence. Always is itsumo, slowly is yukkuri, and speak is hanashimasu. So the translation will be Aoki-san wa itsumo yukkuri hanashite imasu. Let us go to the sixth sentence. Camera is kamera, tsukaimasu is use, and tsukai kata is how to use. You have also learned the verb oboemasu, which means to remember. Since it is a question, it will end with ka with a rising intonation. So the translation will be Kono kamera no tsukai kata o oboite imasu ka? Let us go to the seventh sentence. One more time is mo ichido, specification is shio, and explain is setsume shimasu. Since it is a request, we will use the te kudasai pattern which you learned in the previous lesson. So the translation will be mo ichido shio setsume shite kudasai. Let us go to the eighth sentence. Later is atode, work is shigoto, and help is tetsudaimasu. So the translation will be atode shigoto tetsudatte kudasai. Let us go to the last sentence. Rain is ame, which is a noun, but we have to use the verb furimasu, which means to fall or precipitate. You have also learned that because is kara, umbrella is kasa, and lend is kashimasu. So the translation will be Ame ga futteimasu kara kasa o kashite kudasai. Here you must note that ame, which is rain, is a phenomenon, and in describing a phenomenon, the subject of that motion or action is indicated by the particle ga. Another example is that of snow, which is also a phenomenon. And if you say yuki ga futteimasu, then it will mean it is snowing. Okay? So that is it for now. I hope this video was useful. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. And if you found the video good, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.